Just realized I can't spray
Okay,
seal this
we
building.
are live Saturday morning, City of Brass, episode 2. We've got Peter and Brian with us, Ahmed and Erlen,
Erlen.
and we're just getting started here. A little bit of coffee, a little bit of chit chat, and I think we're ready to go.
Mhm.
I agree.
Let's see, so when we last left our heroes, they had made an entry to the City of Brass where the gates were strangely left open.
Mm-hmm.
You had kind of crept your way through the open gates and hugged the guard towers because there was a flash of lightning that struck out from one of the arrow slits in this
Mm.
northeastern tower, slightly lower than the walls themselves, sort of like a bastion, as it were. And um, but then the tower was strangely silent as you sort of hugged the walls and crept around here into a broader courtyard where you could see a large fountain here. There was there's sort of and on this pedestal that sort of descends down into the courtyard. Here on the pedestal, there's a there's a carving of a sort of a face, uh, like like an impression of a face here on this statue that looks south towards the gates, and this pool of water is, um, or this fountain itself is full of clear, sparkling water. And as you sort of creep around the edge of the edge of these towers, you can see there at the fountain, some women, kind of sitting, chatting, doing some light washing, paying you no real mind, more interested in their daily routine or the gossip that they're catching up with. And I'm going to put a couple of tokens here on the map to represent those ladies.
So, what race and size do they appear to be?
They look like they appear to be women, human women.
Okay.
They are. I have a picture I can share with you, possibly.
Excellent.
Map layer. You should be able to see them just sort of at the edge of your range, right? Oops.
I see 3 necklaces.
Yeah, 3 little tokens.
Hmm. I don't see anything.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Wait.
because
Oh,
far
you're
there.
far. You
I see
catch
why.
sight of them first,
Hmm.
Ahmed, and then it's.
Yeah, they're
I
right on
forgot
the
to
edge of
ask,
what I can see.
was the sandblasted face
Hmm.
on the fountain, was it animated or
Uh,
just a face?
no, but it was large, kind of 4 feet tall type of situation.
Hmm.
Okay.
Was was the face of a race that we
It
recognize?
was a man, four
Okay, it's a
feet,
human.
4 feet high and equivalently wide.
Okay.
And it's sort of on this pedestal that sort of sits up on the on the edge of the terrace there that kind of steps down into the courtyard. What is going on with my world?
The map is shifting.
No, I fixed that.
Question is, do we want to interact with the ladies?
God damn it.
Hmm.
Sorry. Still not enough coffee in my system, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
for this type of situation. Yeah, so what would you like to do? You can see to your northeast a gatehouse, And then the
Right up here.
courtyard is sort of shrouded in that kind of pink, pale mist, fog or smoke. And, it's like almost like a heady incense.
All right. Now we don't know for sure where the library is. We know it's to the northeast. Now
Mhm.
this is a tower.
Uh, y-
Gar-
yeah, to your northeast there is like a gatehouse.
okay.
So
The
this is the
the
gatehouse right here.
Yeah, again, the women aren't really interested in you. They sort of glance your direction, but they sort of continue with their own.
Their own lives are more interesting than us.
Mm,
We probably should keep it that way for the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we should. I don't think this is the library here, though. I don't
Hmm.
think it would be this close.
Probably correct. Although we may need to go in there to get up there. I think let's explore the courtyard heading
I
up this
agree.
direction.
And I'd like to see what's past the ladies. So yeah, we should at least go to the gatehouse, and see what we can see.
yeah, you guys can certainly move around and such. I'm just tracking time and turns on my side, so
Gotcha.
no need to worry about that. Just
So I will go ahead and
I'll
move
kind of watch what
up
you do and listen to the
and just
things
kind
that
of
you're trying to achieve, and then we'll.
casually peer in. Um, I'm still trying to keep close to the walls and moving
Sure, I
at a
see you.
more slower pace so that my cloak gives me some.
Some cover.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can certainly hug the walls if you want to do that, Erlen.
Hmm.
It'll just add time to your kind of
Correct.
exploration that you're making. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, I will be
And
doing it.
kind of Ahmed's sort of watching you go ahead there.
Hmm.
And
And
then
then
he just
sauntering casually like I belong here.
The elf's like,
he's
and
like,
Ahmed's like, huh, hmm.
Well, in part because I have a better armor class, I think,
You
and
do by a
there's a
lot.
minus to hit me with missile weapons and magic missiles. So
Right, you feel safe. Is
not necessarily
kind of
safe, but I'm a safer target between the two of us. It's better they shoot at me than him, as silly as it sounds as a wizard.
right, right.
Yeah,
And
you actually
plus,
have a you
if
actually
they
have a
notice me, they're not noticing him, and that's incredibly powerful for me.
Right,
yes,
right.
you feel mighty. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's not that I have confidence necessarily, but I am. That's the part I'm playing.
okay, I like it.
All right.
It's not arrogant, but
He knows his own abilities.
Let's see here. So, gentlemen, as you kind of approach the gatehouse, it's barred. There's a big, heavy
mm,
portcullis that goes
Hmm.
between two archways there,
See that?
and you can see a bridge that sort of stretches out across a gaping chasm, which just plunges down into that molten magma sea beneath the city. And just on the other side of the gatehouse is a startling scene of a snowbound landscape.
Oh, so through on the other side of the portcullis is a snowbound scene.
Hmm.
hovering over the lava.
On the other side of the
No.
gate, pardon me, on the other side of the bridge.
So
Right.
So,
this is just the bridge area, or is it
Well,
just beyond that?
yeah, there's the bridge. You can see the bridges here.
Oh, I can't see that. Let me just.
Oh, get a little closer. Yeah, move your. There you go to the center, and now you can see through the bars.
Uh,
There you
oh,
go.
that's weird. Okay.
so these
There. Oh, I see it
arches.
now. Oh, criminy. Okay,
And
got
so
it.
over
So,
here is some kind of snowbound
mhm,
landscape.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The way I have that vision set up for the tokens is each of you see independently of one
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
another, and uh,
Very cool.
it will only update the what you see when you drop the token. So you can't like
Mm-hmm.
click and drag the token and see things moving.
No, that
It's a
makes
little
sense.
it's a little lighter on the resources, on the system
Mm-hmm.
resources.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we can change that if we want to, but let's leave it
No,
as it is
I
for
got
now.
I got you.
No,
I
I
just
like
want you
it.
to know how it works, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it creates a
Yeah.
very kind of personal experience for what's happening, I think,
Mm-hmm.
in this type of environment. So these archways are carved with um, images of Ifrits being whipped and enslaved. And there's these big portcullis bars that are look to be of pure gold, and kind of flowing through the gatehouse itself is like a cold, chilly wind, from the snowbound landscape there on the east.
Mm,
Um,
So I can't remember
interesting.
from last session when we came onto this plane, this area. It was very warm, correct?
yeah, it's very deserty, barren,
Okay.
arid.
So the cold air would feel really cold then.
Yeah, it's quite startling, though it doesn't pass too much further than the
Hmm.
bars of the gatehouse themselves, maybe 10 or 20 feet, and then you're back to that arid kind of climate.
Hmm.
And the whole city is built um, on a peninsula of land that is sticking high above a volcanic molten lake kind of thing.
Like a sea that kind of extends as far as the horizon.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
don't know who said this place needs to be developed, but they were crazy.
They were nuts. Nuts, nuts, nuts.
Freaking gin, leave it to them. Of course,
Hmm.
they like it.
Well, I think it's probably a Frites.
Frites or gin, somebody.
Mm,
Apparently, the Frites were enslaved, though.
maybe they were at one point, and now they've thrown off the yoke of their masters.
I don't know, this place is weird.
It is weird.
I don't think the library is there. Do we
I
want to
would
go through?
agree.
I say we
No.
continue moving, but I would love to come back and check out this frozen
Yeah,
waste.
so
Hmm.
the way I have you guys kind of approaching it is just like kind of 10, 15 feet away, just sort of looking
Hmm.
through the bars, but go ahead and continue your exploration as you
And we
will.
saw no movement of any persons or
There's
creatures or.
sure. So there is like a strange, almost transparent box that's sitting here on the bridge itself, kind of in the center. And you can
Mm-hmm.
see it's kind of frosted. It's not really transparent, but you can see there's something inside of it, a figure of some sort, but you can't make out any. It's like a kind of a shadowed figure, like looking
Mhm.
through a frosted pane
Or like something inside of a popsicle.
or something inside of a popsicle. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I guess.
To the north, Ahmed, you can see another gatehouse and another
Remind me
set of
not to have popsicles at Brian's house.
portcullis. I need more coffee, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
That's okay.
step away
Go
for
Fine.
a
get some
moment while
stuff.
you feel free to explore, if you will, the courtyard. There's um, and I'll catch you up when I'm back, and we'll see if there was anything that pounced on you.
Excellent. We like pouncing. As long as we're the ones doing the
I
pouncing.
say as long as we're the pouncers,
And
not the pouncees.
furball. My furball is letting me know that Cindy had to leave. Yeah, I know.
Now you are tasked with pleasing all my needs.
No, she gets all kind of angsty. One of my people is gone. One of my people is gone. One of my people is gone. It's like, yeah, yeah. She got called into work. That's part of being a chaplain.
Mm.
Yeah, the hospital lost a nurse in a auto accident last night, so she's
Oh no.
got called in to go be with the nursing unit and as they get the news. And so,
So you're married to a chaplain.
yeah, she started 2 weeks ago over
So
Good Sam.
you can't say God damn it.
Well, I can say it, but oh crap, Peter. There's
Mm.
another set of portcullis over here.
It's all portcullis. Everything is portcullis. So good thing we have doors and windows and lock picking skills.
Well, I've got the rope of climbing, so we could go up, but I don't think we can pick a portcullis.
No, but I can teleport.
Oh, I could dimension door. That's true. We could do that. I gotta say,
There's a wall. This is an odd place.
it is an odd place.
And we didn't explore a whole lot of it. I think is it an opening? No, it's not an opening. It can't be. Well,
Oh,
I could. Uh-oh. Let's not
oh,
walk
those
through that
green
yet.
vines.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, all the plants are different. Each
Mhm.
grouping of plants is different.
Yeah, each grouping of plants is different. So if you want to, you kind of glances them as you're kind of moving by, but you don't stop to study them. I would assume.
Yeah.
But
Correct.
if you do wish to, just let me know. And
Mhm.
time and effort, right, gentlemen? Time and effort.
If I don't immediately recognize the species, I just kind of move on, right?
Not everything here is foreign.
Okay.
They're
I figured as
yeah,
much.
yeah, foreign and
Yeah.
bizarre.
Found a lot of portculli.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you kind of been skirting the edge of the interior courtyard there.
We have, and we kind of come over to this
Yeah, so
openings here.
yeah, there are three gatehouses here. Um, one to the east that you've already explored that looks out over the snowbound landscape. One to the north
Mhm.
that looks out over like a lush garden,
Oh, okay,
and
it's a
one to the
garden.
west that seems to be that looks out into a market.
A
Now
market.
there's a Port Clyde to the north is a metal, as I recall correctly, but you didn't pay it much mind as you went by. And the Port Clyde to the west are like these dangling
Shoot, I'm
rubies, like kind of like a beaded curtain almost. And
Hmm.
heat is just radiating off of this. There's a small, there's a gap on the southern the southern archway there,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm just trying to jar my memory.
It's okay.
Yeah, there is no gap. They're just these beaded curtains of rubies that radiate intense heat.
And that's what we're seeing here is there's these ruby curtains here covering
Exactly,
those entrances.
The ruby
exactly,
curtains are blocking the marketplace.
exactly.
But we
And to
can
the
keep.
north,
Mhm.
what's the portcullis to the north?
The portcullis to the north. The
Was it?
Port Kyli.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Because I think we want to go north.
All right.
What do you think?
Well, I think we want to go north, but we may have to go east or west here to kind of skirt around. But I agree, if we can get a more direct route, then why not? But I think we have all. I'm not sure. Well,
Yeah, so these archways are like there's like this really bizarre script that sort of uh, bounds each of them. Not like anything that you have seen before.
All
You
right,
can
so
hear the cooing and the calling of um, creatures that look to be like skimming and fluttering around the garden, like birds or butterfly type of things.
mm-hmm.
But your eyes haven't really landed on anything that's really tangible, right? You can just kind of you get the sense that there are things happening, moving about, living in this garden.
Of
But
course.
it's beautiful, right? Super
Mm-hmm.
colorful, lots of plants that you haven't, lots of plants that you haven't seen before, and it's almost as if you're frozen in place, taking in this wonder and beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And you
hmm
kind of shake your head and wonder to yourself, how long have I been, how long have I been standing here?
Mm.
You can, there's like um, there's like a wetness on your cheeks of like tears that you've been crying as you like take in this beauty. And then you
Hmm.
do see that on the there's a golden bell with a rope hung below each of the gates.
Oh, on our side?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
What are the washerwomen still sitting there washing and chatting, or have they got up and gone somewhere?
No, they're just hanging out there. They pretty much don't pay you any mind, right? As if, you know,
Like we're
like
lesser beings or something.
as if this courtyard were teeming with life, rather than the barren and desolate.
Right. So how's the Zilly reacting? My pseudo dragon, is he seeing invisible beings in the courtyard with us?
He doesn't. Oh, yeah, he doesn't see anything invisible.
Okay.
He is kind of excited, like to get out into that garden and just
I thought he might be.
explore it.
Mhm.
Like a dog or a cat would be.
Like, oh, we're going to the park.
Look at that park. Look at that park. Look at the park.
Mhm.
We could run in that park. Running is good.
Mhm.
I love dogs.
I didn't know that. Okay. So Peter, looks like we're ringing a bell, or we're using magic to try and cross.
I would like to ring the bell. It seems the polite thing.
Yeah, either it's going to get us all killed, or it'll be the polite
Right,
thing
but
to do.
this is not a portcullis. This is just fence, right? Or is this also
It's
portcullis?
portcullis, yeah. And each of them has this
This bell.
this spell.
Well, this appears to be a path,
Mm-hmm. I agree.
but northeast would be
That
over
overhead.
here. Yeah. So, do we want to ring this bell? But do you see much path? I think the center one is our better bet. What do you think?
Appears to be. I'm kind of moving myself over here to see what I see. Not an obvious path, but there could be a path winding its way here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from this kind of perspective, and the garden itself is also shrouded in the
In mist.
mists.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. So, should we ring this bell?
Oh, why not?
All right, we're ringing this bell. Zilly's wagging his tail.
He knows what he's rummaging through your bag to find the ball.
That's right.
Like,
Zilly
no,
loves his
no.
tennis ball.
Like, no. Not on mission. We don't do this while we're on mission. Not what we do.
Um, so ringing the bell, you wait for a moment, and then you wait again, and then there's a stirring out in the garden. Like you can see some things like flipping and falling over and aside, and a large um, a large creature prowls the undergrowth. You can see its wing tipped back as it sort of comes creeping down through one of the paths and then raises its broad head with a beautiful female face, and then it leaps towards your gate and lands like a cat in front of you, wings flaring, a beautiful woman's visage about her head,
Kind
and
of like a sphinx-like lady.
yeah, that would be a reasonable description.
Mm-hmm.
She says in a kind of a calm and beautiful voice, "Why have you summoned me, visitor?"
Greetings. We seek the library, and we thought entrance through this portcullis would grant us that. Are we mistaken in our beliefs?
Oh, foolish man child. Should you seek the library, I cannot help you. But would you wish to pass my gate, you must answer this riddle for me. You are my prisoner. If you tell a lie, I will hang you. If you tell the truth, I will slit your throat. What can you say to save yourself, man-child?
Oh, crap.
And her tail kind of flicks from side to side as she like gazes with these unblinking black eyes into yours.
Okay, this is called the prisoner's dilemma.
And I am not great at puzzles and or riddles.
The question is, I think.
Does it help if I type it out for you?
No, that if I lie, she'll hang me. If I tell the truth, she'll slit my throat. I believe. I think we have. Which one is the truth is hang me?
No, truth is slit the throat. Slit your throat. Lie is hanging.
Well, I guess it would be slit my throat because I'm not going to lie.
Or is it one of those ones where the answer is like, pumpkin?
Pumpkin. Donkey balls.
Exactly.
You haven't seen The Expanse yet, have you, Peter?
No.
I've only gotten through the first 2 seasons.
I watched the first couple episodes of this Expanse, loved it very much.
She says, when you think you know the answer, call me again. For by answering my riddle is the only way you will pass this gate. And her like whole demeanor gets really dark as she sort of disappears into the mist.
Yeah, these creatures are ones you don't usually want to mess with.
Now the walls on the interior of the city, these here and these towers, they're a bit lower than the exterior walls. These ones here.
When you say lower, do you mean like, because the exterior ones are like 120 feet tall?
Yeah, they're
like
more like 80 feet kind of situation.
Okay. Well, we don't want to be flying over and we don't want to piss her off.
No, slightly beyond my rope's reach, but.
Okay, so we have a riddle from the Sphinx.
I forget what you call a female Sphinx.
Didn't think there was a male Sphinx. I think they're all female. They all have women's faces, don't they?
No, I think there's. Huh. All right, so
great. I know that I should know this riddle. I should know this one.
I'm virtually useless on these. So it sounds like that each of these gates is unique. I'm going to guess when you ring the bell, some kind of servant creature will appear and we'll need to use the passphrase or otherwise convince them. I'm also betting that if we tried to go through by magic, we probably will get bounced back.
Yeah, or shot at or something.
Or trigger some kind of an alarm by trying to pass a gated area. Oops, I wanted to. Huh. That was from the northeast gate. Sphinx. But she seemed to also indicate that she couldn't help us if we were seeking the library and that we were foolish to seek the library.
I put the riddle for your frame of reference into the chat. So if you needed it at another time, you had reference or you could grab it for your own notes.
Okay.
So you've spent about 3 or 4 turns kind of exploring the courtyard here, chatting with the Sphinx, kind of planning your next moves. You had talked about moving to the north to kind of find the library. The east didn't look too inviting. The west, maybe even less so.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no clear exit out of this courtyard other than the gates themselves. One of gold to the east, one of iron to the north, and one of fire to the west.
So the bars on the portcullis that we're in front of are made of iron?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to
Sorry,
try that?
I'm still puzzling. Sorry.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
no.
And the gates themselves are bounded by this really bizarre script that you've never seen before. It's both languid and sharp at the same time. It's a strange mixture of tones or impressions.
So clearly it's not a magical language we recognize, and it's not going to be anything I can think that I would know.
Yes, it's certainly not anything that's recognizable or anything that you know through your own linguistic experience.
Mm-hmm. I was just looking at my list of languages.
Sure.
Yeah, no. Most of mine are the normal humanoid
Okay.
races.
Okay.
Yes.
I think she has to hang us. Because if it's true, then she has to actually slit our throats. But if it's false, that they have to hang me, which means that wasn't a lie. Does that make sense?
I see what you're saying. Makes sense for someone who's just finishing his first cup of tea in the morning, so.
Oh, I'm on my third cup of coffee.
Go, 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 go. Yeah,
You're
you're ahead
further.
of me too. So
Shit. Well, see, I've heard something similar before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm getting this cold, but I know I've heard something similar before. So this is why I'm pondering.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
do you want to summon her again, or
Brian, how do you feel? I think the cube on the bridge is. I think there's some kind of cold elemental or a freed or something there, and we'll have to do. There's not going to be any easy ways, I'm guessing.
There's no easy way. And we could go check if you want to check the other two gates and see what creatures get summoned. Oh.
Well, was there a bell? Was there a bell for summoning the frozen area?
Oh, that's a good question.
no, there was no bell.
So just on the north gate, there are just bells.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And then in front of the marketplace are those beads of rubies.
Mm-hmm.
Hot rubies.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'd heard of curtains of fire.
What? I'm sure now it'll be fine.
Okay, shit. Well, maybe she'll kill me or just laugh and walk away. Or once we get in, she'll say, by the way, the library's not. It's a nice guard.
Yeah, it's a closed courtyard. That's why I said you were foolish. So enjoy your stay here. You're here stuck for all eternity.
Well, she said she can't help the library, but she can get us in and not kill us once we're in there.
Well, she didn't say she wasn't going to kill us. She said that she would let us pass the gate.
Oh, good point.
Well. But, we can overanalyze this. So either we go check the other two bells out or we just go and try this riddle and hope she doesn't eat our faces off.
Where were the other two bells?
I'm assuming
On
here.
on each of the northern gatehouses there's a bell.
Oh, there's a bell into the garden as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think no matter which bell you ring, she's going to show up.
It could be. Or we can talk to her. Might as well try. Worst case happens, we roll new characters.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. Summon her again?
Why not?
Okay, you strike the bell and you can hear a calling from within the garden. Man-child, have you solved my riddle so quickly?
Oh, I believe so, beauteous one. One of Lion Edge features. I believe you will have to hang me.
The gate rises.
Is she going to kill us?
Got it.
She doesn't appear. Give me just a moment to move you to the next map, if you don't mind.
No, because it's got a block.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, either I got it or she's about to kill us. Nice try. Zap.
Yeah. I have been waiting for my dinner for eons. Thank you for obliging me. It's been a while since I've had man and elf.
I'll believe your leftovers in the frozen realm.
Yeah. Now I'm pretty sure, Peter, if we try to cross that bridge, that thing would either become something in that cube, or we'd be attacked by that thing.
Or have a riddle.
That's possible.
I hope I was right.
Well, if not, we get to figure out, give her a chance to work out the combat rules. It's all good, right?
Yeah, it's all good, right? This'll do. This'll do, pig, this'll do.
Such a cute.
Sorry, just my prep is weak this morning, so you get what you get.
Hey, I'm here for the company.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we're on a time clock. We might be and not know it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there's a clock running.
In John's Wolfsong role-playing game, there were 2 clocks running that he was keeping track of. Because we had explosives set at the base of the construction site, but we had gone underground beneath that. And they were trying to summon or animate a dragon skeleton. And that's what we ran into, and we had to stop that and get out before the bombs, before the dynamite went off, blowing the whole thing in on top of us.
So for those of you that are watching at home, you get to see what some of my prep looks like or doesn't look like. Good times.
See, once we've done the whole thing, then I'll go back and watch these.
Yeah, or you could certainly listen to them safely as a player.
I have a feeling I could make a third foray into the city of brass and see new things. Because we never went near the garden.
Always wonders to be seen in the city of brass. That's right, you guys didn't do the garden, and that's part of my, well, this is a whole new Roll20 session, so it doesn't really matter. All right.
I think time moves differently here in the city of brass.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
It clearly moves differently.
I sure hope our patron thought about that when he sent us.
Sorry, I just need another moment. If you guys want to grab a coffee or anything, this would be a good time.
I'll go grab some tea. I'll be right back.
Sorry, Peter.
No worries. I'm enjoying the time. I don't care that you're doing prep.
Scramble, scramble, scramble.
No, it's like, was it the, well, half of what we did Thursday night was just getting our characters situated. And
with Nils.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
was hoping for 1 coat on the buildings, but definitely needs 2 coat. MDF just soaks up paint.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I want to. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. You know, I've used or like a rattle can on that kind of stuff, and it just
Mhm.
it's like no matter what you do. I wonder if I should try sealing it maybe first before painting it.
That's a good idea.
I don't know. I do not know.
The good news is I find 2 coats gives me a pretty good coverage and then looks a bit aged. 1 coat wasn't quite enough to look old because I don't care if it looks kind of spotty, if it looks weathered,
Mm,
that's fine. But it was
mm,
just looking underpainted. So 2 coats, and I haven't weathered any of this. I'm gonna go back and weather my buildings. I figure once I get it all done, I'll pull it out and do a big weathering session.
right. Right. That's probably easier.
God, did John post that YouTube video to the group? The guy doing that amazing and modern city street?
Uh, I don't know. He shares those videos, and I wish I had time to look at them, you know, like during the day and
Yeah,
such, but I never do. And then when I get home, I'm like, I've
doing home
forgotten,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. A lot of stuff I can't access at work, so YouTube's hit or miss. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't.
Right.
But this one guy was, and then he did amazing modern city street, and then he used gray Sharpies to put dots in the sidewalk to represent the gum that's
Oh,
stuck there. Like, Jesus, the guy must have been a model railroader
that's awesome. That's awesome.
because his eye for detail is amazing.
Okay, so you guys are here, and this gate is now open.
Yeah, you can see why I really enjoy the newsletters I get on Fridays with their codes and riddles and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just fun.
Crashed my system here. There we go.
Well, my system was acting all weird. I was trying to, grab my token, and it wasn't letting me grab the token. It was just moving the map. No matter what I did, I couldn't grab anything. I was just moving the map over, so I had to exit and come back.
Oh, that was me moving the map. I was trying to grab the tokens for, yeah, you can't move the map as a player. That was me having some technical difficulties on my side.
No,
Layer
so
layer problems, right?
it was earlier. It was just me moving around. I think it was when Brian and I were just moving around the courtyard.
Oh,
So I just exited, came back, and everything was fine again.
mm,
Something about my interface wasn't working.
mm, weird. Okay.
And now I'm painting the warehouse. Good thing I didn't have a nice morning for sealing. I was like, oh, I'll get out and seal this thing first thing. And I looked at it and went, what was I thinking? I haven't done any of the touch-up paint. What are you, crazy? You can't seal this yet? I think it'll make a pretty table.
It's gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah, but I got some old cars that I want to convert into Mad Maximilian cars, and they make nice street furniture for now. And even once they're Mad Maximilian cars, they'll probably look great on the street. That's a fun game.
Yeah, I do like, oh, I don't have my DMG. I'm just stepping away to get my DMG from the nightstand. I'll be back. To
No
drag.
worries.
And I'm back.
I'm here.
No, Brian. Oh, it sounds like he's just joining back.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Brian's back.
Kettle was empty, and so it was like,
Yeah, that's always a drag.
yeah.
Oh, kitty.
I'd blame my roommate, but I don't have one.
I blame your roommate every day.
Okay, so the portcullis opens here to the north. I'm going to grab your tokens and move you off to the a new map, to this northern map.
Excellent. Oh, I can't believe I got that right.
I'm glad you got that right. That would.
Me too. I'd hate to be killed by a sphinx in the second session. All right, that was fun. Roll new characters.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be a ranger this time.
Do you know how hard it is to actually roll a ranger? Or
Yes.
a paladin? It's like crap.
Well, that's, yeah, I mean, that's 3d6 down the line, right? That's what makes those characters rare and special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm playing in a couple of games where it's 46 or, you know, and it's
Yeah.
just like, God, ugh. It doesn't, I mean, you can really palpably feel the difference between,
Because you're really good at stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or you get to be those kind of character classes, right? Those
Right.
illusionists and rangers and things. What, I mean, it's just fine. I mean, if that's the game you want to play, cool. Play it.
I was watching a documentary on the history of D&D,
Mhm.
and it was talking about it. And I remember this very clearly too. In fact, the old school group that I used to game with played this way, and that it was really written up as the idea is that, you know, like a whole unit of men is off on this adventure, and each character is one of those guys,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them are not going to make it. You know,
Right.
but through attrition, some of them will survive and will gain experience and keep going and going. But it's going to be big parties with lots of targets. So when you run into beholders that are, you know, lancing out with death beams and 5 guys go down in one shot, well,
Right.
that's expected.
Right.
But video games, that didn't work because you can't control groups of people. You can now, but earlier video games you couldn't, and so it was easier to make video game characters that were just the hero, and they were really good at stuff, and because you only had one guy. And even when people would team up, it's kind of like in the old days of Gauntlet, you know, the team, they were a team of exceptional individuals, and the game shifted to be more like that because that's what was working so well in video games. And so later editions of D&D, like 3rd edition, that was one of the reasons they shifted to the 46, dropped the lowest, was in order to get you that heroic character, which is fine. Like you say, if that's the game you want, that's great. That's fine.
It's just that it is just a different game, right? I mean,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But then having said that, Shadow the Demon Lord, we were the exceptional individuals from the beginning. And we did have more skills than most people from the beginning. But the game was set up as such. You know, that's part of the core mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that you are the heroes. And
Yeah.
I think, I just, you know, I don't think either one of them is better than, well, I do think one of them is better than the other, but I just, that you can really feel the difference is what I mean.
I enjoy the old school more, but I enjoy both.
Yeah.
How's that?
Makes sense. So I've moved you here onto the new map where you can see out into the garden here.
Oh, my server connection to the server has been interrupted.
Mine too.
How interesting.
Yeah.
That's why my garden's black.
I got just a little bit of revealed area, then it all went black.
I'm gonna exit game.
Yeah, I think I'll try reloading.
I'm gonna launch game. I'm there. Aaron's there.
I'm coming in.
Hey, there's Brian. Okay, good. We're in.
And I have you here.
Yes. I cannot access my token.
Ah, bizarre.
Oh yeah, my token is invisible.
And we see nothing because it's very dark.
You see nothing.
We're not. Yeah, we're
I
not getting any. We're not. Yeah, I'm not getting any of the fog of
Dynamic-
war lifted.
Yeah,
Dynamic lighting. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, hang on a
is not
second.
currently active for me.
We'll fix that potentially.
I can see what I saw before it went off.
Oh, I think I need to exit and rejoin too.
I think it's a weird thing going on.
Technology.
Technology.
I am going to say thank you, Lady Sphinx. Once we've
Hmm.
entered. I'm the polite traveler.
That's right. Oh, good grief.
He's the guy in the caravan, polite, gets along with everyone. No one can quite figure out what it is he's hauling, or
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't seem to have anything. Just him.
All right, we are back. Huh. I can't grab your tokens, so maybe they're on the wrong layer.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we're under a layer.
Damn it.
Spock, my fucking friend, I
They're
don't understand.
on the
There's
map layer for some reason.
something on the wing. Something. There we go. You turned on the light.
Flip, click.
And
Pow.
there I am. It's so beautiful.
Go. I've pinged you to the location, Brian. You may see it.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Sorry, just have to check some notes.
Ooh, water. I think we should probably not take anything. Like not pick flowers and
Again, all of
fruit.
these things are weird.
Truly exotic.
I mean, it's like super exotic. You could, if you want to investigate any of these, just let me know, and we'll do that. But
as we walk by, we'll chat with each other. See on the right. Now, one would think that was a blue rose, but no, it's not. Look carefully. This isn't from the other side of the world. This is from the other side of reality.
Love it. And there it is. Yeah, so all around the garden, you can hear like this very faint kind of like almost singing or chanting.
Mm-hmm.
And occasionally like a little bell, like bing.
So we can hear a bell.
Well, let's move northward.
Yes, let's do that.
Do we want to go cross that bridge, or do we want to move along next to the water? I think crossing the bridge makes the most sense.
Yes, I would agree.
Yeah, why don't you move up to the bridge and hold your location for just a moment?
Perfect.
I'm just skimming some notes here.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Trying to figure out this new notice on YouTube. You're legally required to comply with Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. You're required to tell us if your videos are made for kids. Use the new YouTube Studio. Where the hell do I make that change?
What?
Yeah, YouTube Studio is irritating.
Yeah, but I went to YouTube Studio and I can't find a video setting in there anywhere. So it's like, well, that doesn't help me. You guys didn't send me to a place that actually answered the very thing you're asking me to do. I call that a fail.
I agree.
I call that the valley.
Yeah. Yeah, this is not for kids. That's why it's private.
I need my glasses. Jesus Christ. I'm getting old.
We're old, gentlemen,
Back in a moment.
but at least we have all our feet.
We do. He is walking now.
Oh, good.
We had a chat this last Saturday. More venting for him, but
Yeah, he does a lot of that.
well, he was a little frustrated with the party, spending 2.5 hours to make the decision, so we only had 30 minutes of actual game time.
Are they an overcautious party?
Oh, they were just don't believe it, Peter. I should almost send you the recording. It's just like, oh dear God. Let's manipulate someone else to go do this for us because we don't want to go and we know we should investigate this, but we don't want to do that. So how can we get the
Your
local
player
authorities
characters,
to
go do
this?
it.
So I kept telling them, so you're going to trust your fate to someone else's hands. Like, can we blind drop on a server this video and that'll motivate them to do this? It's like, oh dear God. Finally, I said, we did 2.5 hours of Law and Order in space.
Oh my God, that's funny.
It was hilarious.
So Ryan's running 5th edition, and
Mhm.
and the first adventure, we can't remember how we come upon the information. We're a slightly disreputable group, but we come upon information that this family is not only getting gems in a bad way, they're actually enslaving these deep gnomes that many people don't believe exist.
Mhm.
And I'm immediately incensed. I'm like, all right, well, these guys are going down. Everybody's like, what? Well, do we want to start a fight? I'm like, start a fight. These guys are slavers. And we get one of them. We get like the guy in town, and I'm like, all right, we got him captured. We were in his house trying to find certain things. We had to break open, cabinets and everything because we couldn't figure out. We knew there was magic inside this wall, but we all failed our roles to.
Mhm.
So it's broken open. But anyway, I'm like, okay, either we make it look like the guy committed suicide or we kill him. Because he's got to die. They're like, no, we don't have to do that. I go, okay, one, we can't have him coming after us, and two, he's a fucking slaver. He's got to die. And they're like, no, we don't. We'd want to be criminals. And Ryan looks at me like, what is wrong with these guys? I'm like, no, this is the decision. I'm making it.
Welcome to Frontier Justice, baby.
That's it. Plus, I'm playing a dwarf, so I feel
Oh yeah, the cousins, man.
a loyalty to the shorties. That's it.
Exactly.
I think I told you this because in Ethan's game, my dwarf has to be the tank, and he's not really a tank. I said, well, fuck it, I'm going to play a tank.
Mhm.
So in Ryan's 5th edition game, I'm playing a dwarf tank. Yeah, just move him forward and let him go.
Yep.
Okay. Sorry for that pawing through the books, as it were. But I guess that's a common experience.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, figuring out
looking
neither one.
That's an old school experience too.
that is an old school experience, right?
Mhm.
Looking north out over the bridge, you can see something rustling out here in the
Underbrush.
underbrush, and then like
Mhm.
this very large cat like springs and like grabs and swirls and dances for like some sort of insect or mote that it can only see, and then dives into the brush, and then a little ways away it does the same thing. This thing is frolicking in the underbrush, as it were, undergrowth.
It's adorable. It's like a big
Mhm.
cat.
It
Too
is
bad
a
I don't
big
have a
cat.
ball of yarn with me, but
Or some catnip. Or a laser pointer. We can keep away for hours.
That's it. Well, I say we cross the bridge.
And I'm assuming that blue stripe is some sort of water
It
like
is
liquid.
water, yeah. It's
Okay.
the blue here on the map is water. It's crystal, it's blue,
Mhm.
it's striking, I guess you'd say.
Um, I'm noting a lack of a path. There's just this little. There appears to be a narrow path. Is this my imagination, or is this narrow path right here?
Which
Oh.
which way? North of you, or northeast of you, northwest of you?
It
Yeah,
seems to
kind
be
of going
north.
around the tree.
Yeah.
Sure. Go that way around the tree to the east there.
Yeah.
Why don't both of you make a saving throw?
Uh-oh.
I did already. I got 19.
Uh-huh.
He had an 18. He's been saving it.
Yeah,
It's a saving throw. You can save them, right?
it's save versus magic.
Save versus magic.
That's like,
That spells.
Yes, save versus spell.
Okay. And I get a plus 35, right?
yes. Yes.
I get an 8. I needed a 10.
Oops. Okay.
Oops.
How about
Yep,
I have.
I
I
had a
have.
50/50.
There we go. Nope. There's my spells, special abilities. I know I have saves because you put them in there.
I did. They should be at the kind of upper portion of your character
There it is.
sheet.
There it is. Spells. I need an 8.
Yeah, you should be better than me at this one.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
And we're rolling the characters.
Oh, I suck.
Yeah, so
We both
let's
did.
see. So
Zilly's just shaking his head.
It's like, oh dear God, I picked the wrong master.
It's not going to end well.
No.
okay, so a couple of things happen. The first thing that happens is
Not good.
you guys are kind of pushing your way through this garden here, and each one of these, you can see that these larger things are trees. The scribbly bits are
Foliage around the
foliage
trees.
around the
Oh, okay.
trees.
I was trying to. I was trying to stay on a path, and if there wasn't one, I didn't want to go
Well, I
trouncing.
mean, the trees are like large. They're you can go under them. They're tall. They're
Sure.
like
Okay.
the size of oak trees in some instances.
Gotcha.
You know, it's not as if you had to push your way through. It's just
It's a garden, not a forest.
right. It's well tended, right? Everything seems to have a place, a purpose, an aesthetic, and a beauty. And you stop. You're you're having a conversation with one another, and then Erlen
Oh,
goes silent, and you look back over your shoulder, and you see Erlen's just stopped looking up into the tree. His mouth is kind of open, and you start to say something to him, and then
same thing happens.
same thing happens to you.
God damn it!
A cat starts fading in on a branch.
I would sure like a Zilly to wake me up at some point.
and you do wake to him like pulling and tugging on you. But like you both kind of like sort of snap yourselves out of it.
We should probably focus on the path and keep our eyes down. It is far too lovely here. I have a feeling it's going to get worse. I didn't see any building through the trees. Can we see anything above the trees, or is it too thick to see?
You can see above the trees, but again, what you can see is what you can see because of the shrouding mists.
Gotcha.
You
So
came through the
we
gate.
don't know if there's milled buildings or north of here.
Yeah, you came through the gatehouse kind of down over here. And there was a wall to your
we can
that you could
that
see
wall.
off to your that you did see off to the east there.
To the right, yeah.
And there's this it's not a river, it's more like a stream, a garden stream.
A water feature.
A water feature, exactly. But you're in the middle of the garden now, right?
Oh, and this is like path over here, right?
Well, it looks a little more open than where you
Yeah.
are here amongst the trees.
I wonder if we should go back and follow the wall.
It's actually pretty well entangled. There's lots of scrubby brush strokes all around, pencil marks all around that. So I don't know. It's going to be
But
any
it's
better
trees
than
and
the.
well tended. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
I
oh
mean,
no, we have a building.
there's nothing here that's blocking your path. You can move freely
Yeah,
around the garden, but you know, the way the garden's laid out, it's laid out in such a way that there are the trees do block your line of sight, as they do here
sure.
in the map. Yeah.
No, that's fine. I think I'm seeing the vestiges of some water over here. So I think our little stream goes around in a circle or an oval.
Do you want to follow the stream around?
I think we just kind of go up to maybe about here.
Okay.
Or we go over this way where it seems a little more open.
Yeah, the stream does seem to curve around.
Yeah, it looks like there's another offshoot of the stream going further north. Huh. Oh, wait. What's this over here?
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, I know.
It just happens every once in a while, right?
He's rolling for wandering monsters. It's okay.
Our fates are decided.
Not yet.
Let's come on up here and take a look at where the stream curves. Big bend in the
Yeah,
stream.
now you're probably starting to, you may have, I don't know if you may have seen that there was a structure. You can
Yeah,
sort
that's
of
what I was trying to
see a
get him.
structure here to the
Yeah.
to the west, but it's kind of shrouded amongst the garden and the trees.
Oh, well, that's where we want to go.
You can
Yeah.
certainly break off and head to the west there, or you can continue on to the north.
No, go west, young man.
Mm-hmm.
Though I kind of doubt this is a library.
Oh, it's not a library.
I get the feeling the library's in the frozen wasteland, but that's okay.
It's okay.
Let's see, what is this thing?
And I do have my cloak up still, so I hopefully am blending in pretty well into the forest.
Just skimming my notes.
No, that's okay. Peter, I think I see a door here and a door here on that structure.
Yeah, it appears to have a door on 4 sides.
Mm-hmm.
It's as you kind of push your way, it's a minaret, which is sort of like a tower with a brass dome. It's made of marble and it soars up out of the garden. There's no entrances here from the ground.
Is there an exterior stair like Middle Eastern minarets?
There is not where you would expect to see one. There is not. But you can see that there's like a platform at the top of the minaret itself. Minaret, M-I-N-E-R-E-T.
And how high is the platform from the ground?
80 feet, maybe a little bit more. Once you had kind of caught sight of the marbleness of it, your eyes, went from the garden up, and then you could see, the minaret sort of soaring up out of the garden.
Mm-hmm. My rope is 60 feet long. Ha! Rope climbing is 60 feet.
Well, can we look for secret doors along the base?
Sure, you could search for secret doors. Well, you have a half elf, not an elf, so.
No, I'm a full elf. I'm not a half elf.
Oh, you're a full elf, so you would detect secret doors by being nearby.
By being elfish.
By the sheer fact of being an elf. And
That's right.
Yeah, just because that's the way these things go, I guess.
And then this the
I don't even know what the detect is for an elf.
it's like
Hold
1
on.
in 4.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, you don't find anything in the time you take to kind of search around here. You do see that the columns itself, the minaret column itself, is you know, it's splotched with this kind of orange lichen, but you don't find any secret doors.
Yes, you're just passing within 10 feet, so 1 in 6 chance. Actively seeking, it's 2 in 6. And here's an odd one. 3 in 6 to discover a concealed portal.
Okay, did
How's
you
the
say
portal
1 in
to
6 from just passing?
just passing by?
Okay,
2 in 6 if actively searching, and then if it's a portal, I get a 3 in 6.
gotcha.
That's just weird. And apparently elves are also 90% resistant to sleep and charm. So I forget about
Interesting. Better remember.
that. I know. Like, oh, okay.
I have a feeling there's stuff in this garden that we need to not be sniffing.
Oops.
Well, that's always true of any garden, right?
Probably.
Don't
You have
sniff
to
the
ask
poison
Monty
ivy.
I want a garden in which I don't have to sniff. Well, then let's make that happen. I love Monty Don.
Okay. So it's 80 feet tall, no visible signs of entrance to this thing. My rope's only 60 feet, so I can't quite get us to the top.
That's not helpful.
I know. Everything is just beyond my rope's reach. Even if I stand on your shoulders, I don't think we have enough.
Nope.
Well, you are a thief. You are a climber, right?
Yeah, I guess I can climb a little bit and then send the rope up as well. Okay.
It
Well, I
does
know we
leave a
have
problem for your. It does leave a problem for your
Wizard.
for your wizarding friend, but
Did you buy a rope, Peter?
Yeah.
You can give me your rope. I can tie it to my rope. And we can lower it down.
Well, I could also teleport up there.
Oh, save the spell.
Yeah, I agree.
Save the
shit, I'm
spell.
on top of this minaret.
How do I get down? Crap, I gotta wait for a day. Memorize
That's why, yeah,
rope.
that's why I bought teleport twice.
Exactly. I don't want to be here. Let me get out of here. Okay.
Wow. Let's double check. So it might be in my robe of useful things.
Well, if you have a rope, then you have a rope. But if you don't, then we'll just figure this out. Okay, so wow, climbing marble, this ought to be fun. My climb walls is 99.1, so you'll have to tell me what kind of penalty on top of that.
Oh, it's like all the
Okay.
smoothnesses and such, isn't it?
Exactly. I'm assuming that, right? I'm assuming there's probably not unless it's a rough marble wall. It's got some nice handholds.
Well, the
Maybe.
lichen kind of is sort of scoring it, as it were.
Yeah, I have a 50-foot rope in my my robe of useful things,
Mm.
and a 12-foot ladder. We'll save that.
Yeah, I don't want to walk around with the ladder once you pull it out.
No.
Is that in the player's handbook, the smoothnesses and such, or do you
Well, that's a
remember?
good question. I got it open. Let me flip over there. This is Gary's world, so who knows? No. It must be in the DMG.
Yeah.
Oh, the Google Doc. That's what I want. That's where my spells are kept.
Climb, 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 climb. It starts with a C.
Yeah, it starts on page. Yeah, here it is. So it's more about speed, it looks like, for climbing than modifiers.
What page are you on? I realized that the climb is not actually
19,
in.
page 19.
It's not actually in the index, which is weird because he has a pretty good index in this book.
Page 19.
All right.
Didn't you have the Google Doc in our? Oh, it wasn't a handout, was it?
Oh yeah, climbing walls.
I'll share
This is the
the
most
Google
abused
Doc with you.
thief function.
Thanks.
I'm not doing this I mean, it is canon, but I don't want to. Just the slipperiness of it, slightly slippery or very slippery, doubles the chances or increases the chances by 10 times of a fall.
Wow. How slippery does this look?
Oh, it's slightly slippery. So it's half your rate, half your check to climb.
So 50, basically at 50-50.
And then
That is definitely not good.
and it looks like there's a rate here. It'd take you two turns to climb it.
Right, see.
Pardon me, 2 rounds to climb it. 2 turns.
That's
2
a
turns
slippery
to
surface.
climb it. So it would be 2 checks. I think you were thinking about using your rope of climbing in some way.
Yeah, 99. He talks about the doubles the chance of falling.
Yeah,
He
that
says,
just means half. That just means whatever your rate is divided by half.
actually,
And
it's
then,
not though. If you look at
well,
it, he
that's the
says,
way I'm ruling it right now, Brian.
I know, I'm just reading here. A 10th level thief has a 10% chance round of slipping, 10% chance per round of slipping and falling on a slippery surface. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, a 10th level thief has a 99% chance. How do you
Yeah,
get?
so it's just you divide by 10, right? 1/10. 1/10
No,
your rate.
that's the chance of falling, though. He has a 10% chance of slipping and falling, which means he has a 90% chance of succeeding. That's where I'm not understanding.
Okay, well, I'm just,
I think I know. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to understand what Gary is.
well,
Yeah.
This is like,
I'm just trying to figure out what he
You
was
write a
trying to
master's
imply,
thesis.
right?
like,
Double
because
the
he seems to be,
chance,
yeah. So I
or
think what he's
10
saying
times
is
the chance of
so he's
falling.
saying that the chance of falling is 1% if it's a normal surface, and then 10 times that would be 10%. So it reduces it by 10% instead of making it down to
Right.
like 0% fall or 0% chance of success. Is how I'm reading it, but I am fine with going with 50%. Hey, what? Meow. All right.
So Gary goes on to say, when climbing walls, this is probably the most abused thief function. Although hiding
Exactly.
in shadows vies for the distinction,
Exactly.
the ability to climb walls is something training and practice, just as most other function of the thief. The rate at which vertical and horizontal movement is possible depends on the texture and the condition. So there's a thing.
Yep,
And
which totally
then
makes sense.
he gives the condition of the surface with an asterisk. Be certain to check each round of the vertical or horizontal movement for a chance of slipping and falling. Surfaces inclined inward more, and non-slippery being slightly slippery, blah, blah, blah. So it's your percent chance to be able to climb it, and then there's a percent chance for slipping and falling, right?
No, it's just one though, and the stat is just per climb
Well,
walls.
right. That your
Yeah,
thief stat is the climbing of walls, right?
right.
That's your ability
hmm
to, like, can I find a way up there?
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the slipping and falling seems to be something different.
Yeah, the
And
result of not making that roll.
right. And then but he doesn't seem to be giving anything about the slipping and falling, right?
He actually is. Actually, if you read it, that's what I was trying to tell you. So a
Well,
10th level thief
he doesn't
has a
give
90. Yes, he actually
Yeah,
does.
he doesn't make it clear though.
Yeah. So a 10th level thief has a 99% chance to succeed, which is a 1% chance to fail. So a slippery surface is 10 times more likely to fail. So 10 times 1 is 10%, which is the 10% he gets.
okay, so it sounds like it's
So it lowers his successful climb by 10%.
no, that's not what he's saying, right? But I don't want to have this conversation any longer
Yeah.
because we can spend a lot of time debating
Mhm.
it. We can talk about it separately. and see if there are
and I've
other
already
people.
rolled 1%, so
Pardon me?
I already rolled my climb walls for the first one.
Oh, sure. So you are able to make it
Just
up
1%.
about halfway
Mhm.
at 40 feet.
Yep. And I will try the next. How do I get 2 1%s?
It's very interesting.
D100.
Try it again and see if you get another one.
Yeah, because I'm using the.
Maybe you're really good at climbing walls.
No,
You're
okay,
really good at it.
No, there's something wrong with the macro.
Let's just take a quick look at your
That's
character
too
sheet.
bad. I was really enjoying that first 1%.
I know, I was
like,
like,
oh, well done. Nice.
There's no way I'm getting 3% in a row, or 1% 3 times in a row.
You have
So
climb walls as 99.1.
Correct, which is what I've got.
99 problems and climbing walls ain't one.
I think the 0.1 is what's goofing it up.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. Well, all right, let's try that again then. So first time. Nope, did not make it apparently.
Because why?
You said I have half my percentage to climb, so half of 99
No,
is
that's when
gonna
we were debating
Oh,
The falling.
the falling part.
oh,
So
okay, so
now,
I haven't.
do you fall? No. So you make it halfway. You kind of easily,
Mhm.
uh, make it up halfway up. So you can continue to climb if you like, or you can.
Can you send your rope up the other half now?
I could, yes, send the rope up, because
Yeah.
we're up.
You're
Which means
high enough now, yeah, because it's a 60-foot rope. You're 40
Mhm.
feet up.
True, so we'll send the rope up and have it tie itself off up there.
And when you get to the top, you can tie my rope to it.
Mm-hmm.
If we decide I have to come up.
So you're climbing. You've got the rope, and you've. So what I'm going to do, I think. Well, we'll talk about this at the end. So you sent the rope up to the top of the minaret, and then the
Mhm.
two of you are going to use the rope to climb to the top of the minaret. Is that right?
Well, I'm going to climb up the rest of the way using the rope, so I'm not having to have as great of a chance of falling, right?
Gotcha.
I think between my climb and the rope, that should make it much more likely to successfully ascend. And if there's something up there that I need Peter or need Ahmed for, I will tie his rope to my rope so that he can
Climb up.
climb up, or I can help haul him up. So.
Okay, good. Just give me just a second. I need to.
Mhm.
Figure out how hard the ground is when I hit it.
Right.
No, we're trying to figure out how can I fit 15 storm giants in a 10-foot space.
No. It's more about the reaction table because AD&D does something different than basic
Oh.
D&D with the reaction table. It's a percentile rather than a
I didn't. I really haven't actually looked at the reaction table for AD&D.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any charisma modifier?
I believe my charisma is an 8, which means no. Charisma is an 8, so there's no neg, but there's only a nope. Reaction adjustment is normal.
So you climb over the edge of the minaret there, and you look into like a plush nest almost. They're like velvet.
Uh-oh.
They're velvet tapestries and a couple of large lounging pillows and things like that. And the Sphinx is there at the top, and she opens one eye and looks at you and says, "Why have you disturbed my slumber?" And she arches up, and her back goes up, and her butt goes down, and her wings go out.
Just say
This
you wanted to
is
thank
my
her for her
place.
hospitality.
Sorry, madam. I will be leaving now.
So you quickly rappel down? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah. The
Yes.
answer is yes.
Okay. You guys, so that's the Sphinx's lair there at the top of the minaret.
Yes.
Well,
And I
it's
will.
a perch. It's the Sphinx's
Yeah.
perch there at the top of the minaret. It's maybe a better description.
Yeah. Ahmed. Yeah. No, that's just not a good place for us to be right now.
Damn it. Not an
No,
entrance to
the
the
Sphinx
library.
is up there. Yeah, the Sphinx is there, and I wasn't up there long enough to really see much. So,
All
I guess
right.
when I was climbing up, did I ever get to a point where I could see over the trees to see a little further,
Um,
or are the trees kind of going up pretty high too?
you can you they don't go higher, but you're still kind of restricted in the what you can see because of the mists. You can see the
Okay.
you can see there to the west there's a an interior wall,
Mm-hmm.
much like the one to the east, but that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Ahmed, make a magic save.
Oh,
Did you go wandering off again?
a little. I'm just trying to. I think we need to follow the river. Character sheet. Okay, I need to make my save. I couldn't
Yes,
remember
you
if I
do
have
need
a
to make
bonus
it.
to them or not. I'm guessing not.
It's just because it's really low.
Uh,
That's your bonus. I don't think anything gives you enough save versus
no,
magic.
no,
Yeah.
Oh, did
you pass. So
no? Yeah.
you get to the base there, and you see Ahmed pushing off to the. You get to the base of the minaret, and you see Ahmed pushing off to the north.
Okay, I will go try to join him.
Okay, make a magic save.
Yeah, I figured you guys say that. Magic, magic,
Like he has to make the magic save.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
magic.
You're getting
9.
closer.
No,
So
yeah, I
Ahmed,
missed by
you
1.
I see him. I see him freezing it like we did before.
right? He's like looking up at the tree. Um,
Right. And he saw a moment of perfection.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you are. Let's see if I can place you where you should
Yep,
be.
move me.
You're like here. Ahmed, you're on the far side here.
Okay.
What will
Do you
you
have me?
do?
Oh, you mean
Yeah,
Erlen is there? Ahmed's way up.
yeah.
Ahmed's the book.
I'm gonna go back to get him.
Okay,
Focused on him, looking at him as I go.
okay. Are you just okay? Make a magic save.
Because I know that I know I'm gonna have to make a magic save is my point. So I'm trying to focus on him to diminish the moments of perfection I can witness.
Right. So
It works.
you get to him,
Dang.
and he no matter what you do, you shake him, you talk to him, you touch him, he won't really move,
Hmm.
um, and he's like kind of rooted in place.
Okay. Well, we know we came out of it, and Zilly was pulling on me, and I eventually came out of it.
Mm-hmm. Do you just want to wait?
How heavy is the elf? Oh, I'm not strong enough to pick him up.
What's your strength?
Elves are actually pretty light, which is kind of the weird thing.
Strength
Actually, I do have
11.
his weight.
You could probably carry him, but slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna fireman carry him.
Yeah.
Okay.
He weighs
But
100 pounds.
but you're it's quite difficult to move under, while carrying him, right?
Oh, sure. I'm
Azili's
just.
kind of like tripping you underfoot. He's like
Mhm.
getting very excited. This looks like fun. Why does he get to be on your shoulder? That kind of
All
stuff.
right. Can we at least get near the water?
You want to get back towards the water? Sure, you can
Towards
go.
the water. My thinking is, I can't move Brian's
I
token.
got it.
Yeah. My thinking is at least with the water, that's a couple of paths of clearing and the trees maybe to give us a little view. And I know there's
Sure,
something up ahead there.
sure.
So I just want to see if I can get a better view around and then maybe splash a little water on
Mm.
Aaron's face. Erlen's face.
Sure. So sounds like you're getting close to the water and you're gonna wait it out to see, wait for his recovery.
Yeah, and catch my breath.
Okay. So it takes about an hour for him to recover.
Wow. Okay.
Interesting.
Good to know.
But
I make a note.
he does
Yeah.
sort of come to eventually. He does come to eventually.
And I discussed this with him.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
It appears the effect is about an hour.
That is not good.
No, I fear the library we seek is not in this garden.
I think you're right. I think we need to get out of here. So the question is moving under the trees causing us to save more, or is it any place in this garden? You said you saw a structure?
Well, no, we're here at the edge of the water, and I'm trying to see if there's where there's structure, or if there's.
Yeah, you're kind of on the west side here of the stream, the water feature. It doesn't look particularly deep, but it is flowing. There are rocks and things like that, and pretty plants and the water lilies and those kinds of things. You even see a few fish kind of, swimming around.
I have the suspicion we don't want to get wet.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could like stick an arrow or something in the water and make sure it's actually water.
Yeah,
Not just illusion covering.
Sure, doing that.
lava.
Yeah, no, doing that. It is water. The arrow is wet.
That's okay.
It's cool and it's clear.
So it is water. That's good
All
to
right.
know.
Should we follow it north,
Yes.
or do I want to get out of here and go back to the frozen room? I think we need to follow it because
We'll just go see what we got here. I mean,
Moving north.
yeah, we're just moving north.
I'm keeping an eye on each other and keeping our eyes to the ground, trying not to be frozen again.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's something up ahead, Peter. Definitely. Like a big lake or pond.
Oops, I lost on my yeah, there we go.
Both of you make a magic save.
Yep.
Stop doing that here.
I will make one of these. Hey, I did. Yay! Oh.
And I did.
So you're
It's
like
just so beautiful.
So now Ahmed is rooted in place.
You know it'll be about an hour.
Well,
So you can scout around. You can carry me if you want, or you can scout around, the area, and Azealia will take a nap on my shoulder.
Well, the only thing is, I'm afraid if I go further or too far away and then I get zonked, then you'll have no idea where I am.
Good point. Well, stick fairly close
here. Yeah, I'm gonna
go at least take a look on the edge of the water.
Oh,
you can see a building.
Oh, God.
Because you know what I have in my robe?
What?
A boat.
Oh, right, a boat. Ahmed, Erlen, make a magic save.
Why, yes, I will make a magic save.
Yes, roll an 11.
Nope. Well, I'm just there. At least I'm not very far from you.
No, and so I wake up a little bit.
You wake up and then
I see him off to one side, frozen.
I just hope if he rolls a wandering encounter, we're just dead.
Well, I think this is the equivalent of the wandering encounter, is just frozen in.
No, I think there's like stuff that wanders around here that we haven't hit yet.
No, I'm hoping not. I don't want to be eaten. And you wake up inside a snake. What?
Doe.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Erlen, or sorry, Ahmed, you awake, and then you see Erlen north of you, and he eventually awakes. Okay, we did that. Um, Ahmed, when you go to him, make a magic save.
I thought we agreed you weren't going to do that anymore.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Had to start making those at some point.
Yeah, no kidding. I look forward to explaining what was happening. I think it's pollen from the trees.
Could be. It would make sense.
I think it was something invisible, but no. All right. What is
So
this off here to the west of us?
Here.
There's one to the east.
Yeah, oh, to the east too. What is this to the
Oh, so
east?
you're
It's
looking
gray.
out. Hang on a second. Let me tell you what you're
Holy
looking at here.
shit.
Oh, and I think we found a path, Peter.
A path. You were standing on one? Yeah, it
I
doesn't
think
have any bridges.
Yeah, it's like
okay.
it's like a crushed gravel path that sort of goes around this big pool, this big circular pool, and you're there. Oh, that's not the right location. Here we are. Just skimming my notes.
Mm-hmm.
I see lots of water, Brian.
Oh, I kind of lost you there, Peter. What did you say?
I see lots of water.
Mm,
Ahmad Azili must make a saving throw.
yes, I know. I liked it. Must make it. I wish it would say something like "succeed at the saving throw" or "Ooh, this does not look good for Ahmed,"
It is an unfortunate moment.
or simply says, perhaps you should roll another character. You seem to
Perhaps a
be
fighter would
failing
be
at this.
fun.
Yeah.
Because my other thought was a barbarian, and he would do terrible in this game.
It might not be too bad because they get it bonuses versus magic, I thought.
Right, but they don't like magic at all. I do not
Yeah.
trust it.
Okay, so this is there's a beautiful pool that stretches out before you. It's bounded by white marble, and but then in the interior of the pool there's another boundary of white marble that's maybe 20 feet taller, 20 feet higher, and water just kind of spills out over it. There are channels cut into the bounding white marble where water flows out into these canals. And out in the center the of the pool here, at the edge of the edge of your visibility, you can see this beautiful orchid trailing out, growing and blowing in the wind. An orchid in the sense that has many strands and tendrils and beautiful blossoms and flowers. And all about the pool float these gorgeous, gorgeous lotus flowers, lotus lily pads with lotus flowers on them. Yep. And that's the basis of what you're seeing here.
How deep are the channels?
They're about they're somewhere they're fairly deep, at least 6 feet deep.
Okay, so we'd have to swim it.
yeah, or wade through it. There, you know,
Are those the channels?
you might
Yeah.
be able to find,
Yeah.
some rocks or some features to try to scramble your way across, but we'd have to determine where those are. There's nothing like that here where the water is flowing out from the pool itself.
Can we tell what these gray structures are here?
That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, right. Those gray structures are like they're like platforms and you can they're high. They're they're tall. They're like wall height, but they're
Mm.
platforms that look out over the pool. Like kind
Okay.
of places where you might sit and enjoy
Enjoy
the
the view.
beauty, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And so the trail goes underneath them. That's what
It
that dash is.
does, yeah.
Okay. Got it. Huh. Interesting.
I sense no library.
I sense you're right.
Hmm. Well, let's see. If we go back and go back over the bridge and come around the outside, we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that necessarily leads us over there because,
That would get us to this side.
yeah, I don't think it'll get us over to this side.
Uh-oh.
He's going to shower us with gold. Don't worry.
With riches,
That's it.
Riches and fame and glory. That's
right?
it.
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
6 foot deep. Looks like they're about 10 feet across those channels.
Yeah.
So we can't really jump. Hmm.
No, and how swiftly flowing is it? Is it be a pretty easy swim?
Yeah, I mean, it would be like, I mean, it's moving with some current. There, it might push you downstream a little ways
Yeah.
if you waded into it, especially coming from here where this is like the strongest point of the source, I guess.
Where it's
Mm-hmm.
flowing. It's flowing into the pond,
It's
right?
flowing out of the pond,
Oh, flowing out of the pond, so we'd be
out of the
pushed
pool and into
downstream.
the garden. Mhm.
That makes more sense. Okay, got it.
But it certainly doesn't look dangerous. It looks like
Uh,
it would be crossable.
We'd get wet.
You'd get wet. You'd
Yeah.
be wet.
Yeah, I don't think we want to pull the boat out yet.
No, not for this. No. Save the boat.
But if we decide we want to go explore further in there, I don't think we want to go near the orchid. But yeah, I'm going to attempt to swim with a zilly riding on my head.
Okay. As you're getting ready to swim,
A little ridge breaks the water. Yikes.
Uh-oh.
okay.
Yeah.
There you see. Let's see, how far away is it?
Far enough away that I don't want to get in the water.
35 miles away.
Still not getting in the water.
Ooh.
50 feet offshore, 50 feet
Mhm.
away
That's
from
not
you
far.
to the to the west here. You see a big frog's eyes kind of break the surface of the water, and
Oh, it's not
No.
good.
No.
and
I
like
hate giant frogs.
They swallow you,
so
man.
They do.
it's
Gross.
Fucking sucks.
Yeah. I think we've got a spell of protection from frog.
spell of protection from frog. So it's why don't you go ahead and so it's like swimming towards you for combat. Nobody's surprised. So we're
No.
starting a combat round at
Oh,
9:22.
I'm surprised. We're surprised. And frogs here on the
Well, it's a
City
giant.
of Fire.
It's a huge
Oh my
frog.
goodness.
Well, in this,
So we're on the gravel here.
let's see.
Not a lot of room. At least we can retreat if we need to.
This is bizarre. Oh, that's demons. A, B, C, D, E.
No, you don't need no demons.
Yeah, no
Here it
demons.
is.
Not a demon frog. That would be worse. This will be bad enough. Remember, we're only first level, Aaron.
Right.
That was worth a try.
What did
Worth
you
a
shift the decimal?
Yes, exactly. Well, in my case,
Just
I'm
skimming my
only a
notes.
fifth
So I
level.
just want to know, I guess my first question for you is, what are there any spells to be cast? I guess that's the first question, right?
I think I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
It's not like I carry a bow or anything, and I don't want to get in hand to hand.
that
So
would be bad.
if this thing's coming at us looking angry, going ribbit, ribbit, I want to eat the wizard. I have to shoot it with a magic missile. That's why I need the Google Doc so I can.
Oh, do you need the link?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. I don't know what I do with these things.
Just eat them. Um,
This is the link that I'm using at the moment.
should be the same.
You may need to click a different tab to get to your character, but that should get you to the doc.
Ahmed, there we go. What I have memorized. Oh, I'm going to use read on the wait, not no.
You read Toad.
That's right. Let's see. Continual light won't do much good.
Not here. Not now.
I'm thinking one of those magic missiles might be a good idea. Though I got 3 lightning bolts.
As long as we're not near the water, that you could fry him and maybe something else near him.
I hate to cause problems with the garden. It seems rude, but it is
But it's
attacking
an
us.
animal, and I don't think you can reason with a frog.
No,
I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
no. I'm just hoping the
it's,
Sphinx doesn't get angry. That's all I have to say.
oh, right, about the frog. So it sounded like Ahmed was going to cast a spell.
Yeah, I'm going to cast lightning missile, magic missile.
Okay, and are
I'm gonna
is
fire off my bow.
you're gonna you're drawing your bow. Okay, so
Yes.
now we're going into, so now we need to roll initiative. So one of you roll a d6 for me. Okay, so that you guys win.
Yay, we win! The frog is dead.
after you, sir.
Hold on, just a second. I'm working through my notes here.
Right, because now we have missile and spells and movement. So
Um,
I'd say let's soften it up before it gets close to us. Because neither one of us is awesome in combat, melee combat, so.
all right, well, we'll just do this. Righty. Okay, and this is round 1. And you guys are acting on segment 3.
5. What was it,
And
3?
he's
Yes.
acting on segment 5.
Mm.
And that's what I don't have written in my spells is the
You need for
the
magic
casting
missile?
time. So if you just click the hyperlink, it'll take you to
Yeah.
the entry and you'll see how long it takes to cast.
cool. So I want to know where I need to enter that.
And then
Range, duration, area.
Yeah, magic missile is 1 segment for casting time, which I think is CS on the character sheet.
Is what?
I think it's CS.
There's
Oh,
names.
CT.
Range,
CT is casting. CT is casting time.
Gotcha. So what is that on that?
you could
1
just
segment.
put one S.
Yeah, 1S.
1 segment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That means you can fire it off fast, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a fast spell.
One would hope.
Yeah, imagine this. Magic users have worked on refining that one down to its bare minimum so they can kind of pop that one off. Also, I
It's a
like the
good
fact
one
that
to have.
Featherfall is 1/10 of a segment to cast.
Yeah,
And
no
it,
shit. Yeah.
no, it is. It,
Oh crap. Yeah, exactly. It's a good one to have.
A little less
yeah,
than a second, yeah.
yeah, that's pretty. That's I think the fastest one I've seen.
Okay, so your spell goes off, and what does it do? Oh, and then just cross it off your memorization when you have a moment, and we'll figure out what this thing does.
So for every 2 levels, you gain an additional missile, and it's a D4 plus 1 per missile.
Isn't that nice?
So
So
you're level
you're
13 for every,
So 6 missiles.
sounds like 6.
mm-hmm.
So
They
6.
auto hit, right?
Yep, afraid so.
And
Oops. I just scrolled past it. Sorry, I'm a fool of a took. A D4 plus 1.
Mm-hmm. And you have 6 of them.
So 64 plus 6. So
Pretty much.
oh, interesting.
there's a D4. We need more than one. So we need 5 of them. I meant to do this.
And it's D4 plus 1.
Yeah, so
Or
ignore the
plus 6
2 I
total.
just rolled. We'll just do this all at once. 64 plus 6.
Mm-hmm. Fistful of dice.
There's the 2 again. There it is. So 24 points.
Okay.
Wow, that's a pretty good roll. 3 4s and only 1 1.
Let's
That's
see.
a good roll.
Jesus, 24 points. You
Yeah,
dream of
much
that at first level.
20.
As you're plinking away the 2s and 3s with that first level spell.
Well, my bow's gonna do a freaking D6, so yeah. It's like, but I think you have its attention now.
Yeah. And
I
just
hope
the
I've annoyed it
water,
enough it wants to go away.
erupts, around where you're certain the frog is. It's like you can sort of see its shadowy body like swimming towards you.
Yeah, I say we need to move a little further back from the edge.
Right. And you can move 30 feet a segment because you're not really, neither of you are encumbered. You have 60 feet of, no, 120. Oh, we said 90. You guys were partially
Yeah,
encumbered. So your movement
right.
rate was 9. So,
Yeah, but if we move and blow our spell save, then we're gonna get eaten
Yeah,
by a toad. I think we might have to
yeah,
stand our ground and not.
yeah. I say stay on the path for now.
oh, right, because that's right. You do know that like there's some sort of magical effect there that that you were dealing with earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
From the garden.
Exactly.
All right, so that was, what
So
do you do?
toad or that effect.
So in this first segment, Ahmed's spell goes off. What are you doing?
Well, I was getting my bow out, so I was doing missile
Okay,
fire.
so you're getting your bow, you're readying your bow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you
So let
can
me.
draw and fire your bow.
Okay.
Let's see. Sorry, missiles happen at the beginning and at the end.
Correct. That's why I was waiting for you to tell me when I get to fire.
Oh,
So
so it would have gone. It would have gone before my spell, right?
Well, I didn't have it out earlier,
Yeah,
so.
he didn't have it out. He got it ready.
Gotcha.
That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's
Gotcha.
what happened.
I had
And
readied the weapon.
now now it's moving. Yeah, and it comes swarming up onto the beach here. We need a token for it.
Well, I'm gonna blast him. I'm gonna have to, aren't I?
Well, let's see how this
Well, you
goes.
cast your one spell for the round, right?
Right. I know, but I'm hoping to live through a second round.
Oh, wow. Yikes.
It's
That's
not quite that.
interesting.
It's not quite that big.
I was saying, yikes. Maybe
It
we
is.
are running it
It is.
before.
It is big. It's not quite
Okay.
that big.
I was like,
So
nice knowing you, Helmet. I am getting the heck out of here.
it smashes into the shore here and starts lurching out of the.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm here. I'm just
Yeah.
thinking.
Okay.
It's lurching out. It's lunging out.
Trying to get to my wizard spells. It keeps dropping me in cleric spells.
Huh. That's interesting.
I wonder if something's broken with the linking. Which spell are you looking at?
I'm now looking for. There we go. Oh, let's try this again. We'll do it this way.
Mine worked for me. I need to go link pyrotechnics.
There you go. It works better that way. Instead of leaving it open, just reopening it each time I need
Right.
to
Yeah.
check a specific
Yeah.
spell.
Just close it and then go to the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I live, I want to cast lightning. Because
Oh,
apparently magic
next round. Sure.
magic missiles aren't enough to do it. But I need to know how many segments, so that's what I'm checking right now.
Gotcha. Yeah. So it smashes into the edge of the into the shore here and starts kind of climbing its way up out of the water towards you. And it's got
Big teeth.
it's got tentacles that it's dragging itself up with, and like these kind of these kind of small legs that it's trying to push itself up onto the shore, and these big gnashing teeth, and it opens its mouth, and this tentacle tongue starts waving itself around.
That's not okay. I'm just gonna say that's just not okay.
No.
And I think we'll end here. It's good enough. We're at 9:30, unless you guys want to play for another 30 minutes.
Want to die now?
I need to roll a new character. I need some time to
Yeah,
roll.
I need to look back at the combat rules to figure out how the timing works segment over segment, because it's not clear to me. You know, I know that you guys started on segment 3 and the frog started on segment 5, but it's not clear to me about when you get to segment 5 who has initiative there. It's probably based on the initiative order, you know, who moves first in segment 5 or does something in segment 5 and then blah blah blah. So,
for instance, if I prepare lightning bolt, it's 3 segments, which means it would go off on 5. So does it go off
I think you
before the
can
thing
cast
attacks
one.
us?
I think you can cast one spell around.
That makes
Right,
sense.
but I'm saying if I hadn't cast magic missile, which was 1 segment, which goes off in the segment you cast it.
Right.
If you did something like lightning bolt, I'd cast it on that round. It would go 1, 2, 3. That's the same round it's going to act. I would assume the lightning bolt would hit before it would act, because the lightning bolt had been cast in an earlier initiative.
Right. What's the casting time for lightning bolt?
3 segments.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it would have gone off in segment 5 as well. Yeah. So there's that timing question about what to do, and then yeah. So I think that's pretty easily solvable.
No, I think it's a good point to stop and try and figure out what you want to do for the first combat of this game.
Right. Right. And yeah.
I was really pleased that we hadn't had to fight anything.
Yeah. Hey, we didn't fight the Sphinx. That was good. Those suckers are tough.
No, you handled that beautifully. Like, later, sorry.
My bad. I'm out of here. I am freaking
That's all
out.
we need.
Yeah.
So
Me in my leather armor versus the Sphinx was not going to be a good picture.
maybe we should do hits and misses? Brian, do you want to start? Any hits or misses for you?
Oh, I always love gaming with you guys. So just the chance to game with I think still trying to figure out the system is the only miss, because it's just, as we figured out, Gary is not always clear.
Yeah,
Trying to figure out, and that's like, instead of it saying,
And it's back in the days when the whole genre was being invented too.
yeah, so it's like, do we do this or we do that? I don't think so. And it's just totally flashback to me and my friends like arguing,
right,
can you
right,
climb this? But it's slippery and you should have fallen.
right, right.
It's like, yeah, we'll sort it out. I mean, I'm not worried about you
No,
and I.
no, I'm not either. Uh, so that's really good feedback.
Mhm.
And then Peter, any hits or misses?
Oh, the hit is that big hit is that we got to explore a section I know nothing about, that we just got a
Oh, that you
glimpse of
hadn't seen before, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
the garden.
Yeah, we just saw a glimpse of it through the gates. We didn't actually go anywhere near it. But the big one for me was I remembered the riddle.
Yeah, that
I
was
remembered
good. I
something
was like,
similar.
oh,
That
we're
was
so boned.
The prisoner dilemma.
yeah. So, and it wasn't that I figured it out. I remembered something else. Is
Right,
more the point.
right,
I
right,
don't want
right,
to sound like I'm clever.
right, right.
I was glad you remembered him. I was just blank. That's all I was. And my mind was like, oh crap.
That's
Yeah,
why I enjoy those Friday newsletters. It's like a crossword puzzle, and that it's a code of some sort, and you got to think about stuff or look for stuff, and it's a nice little brain exercise.
So she was a gynosphinx. The female counterpart
Because
was
she was female,
Yeah,
and if it's a male, it's a what? Penis sphinx.
androsphinx. And yeah, her intelligence is genius. So, and she has spell leaves. So yeah, she would have probably one-on-one her versus me. She
Wait,
would have kicked my butt.
well, 1-on-2 versus us, I think she probably would have wasted us.
Well, you have other spells you could throw. I have one offensive spell. I don't think my little dagger was going to do much to her. Like, she's a genius, so yeah, she's going to kick my butt. I'm glad I
Yeah,
remembered the
but
Sphinx. Yeah, I don't think I want to mess with that. No, I don't think I want to fight that one. No.
I think anything that guards the gate is worth not messing with. Is sort of
Yeah.
in any situation.
Like, no.
There's a
No.
reason it's a guardian.
right.
No, I think I
The
will talk
frog.
my way out of it rather than resort. I will not pick up the dice and put my fate in the hands of the dice. That's just not going to end well.
Whatever this frog thing is, I think we
Oh, it's going to be
we
fun.
might be able to take it. Well, I have no idea what the hell this thing is.
It's got tentacles, Peter. It's got tentacles.
The
It's never.
So let's see, the hits for me were you guys getting into the garden and exploring that whole kind of lush tropical space with the dynamic lighting. I think that's one of the things I
Mm-hmm.
love about Roll20 is the dynamic lighting and giving you a sense of
Yeah, no, it
where
came off
you
really
are
well.
and what you're doing and what you
I
can
cannot.
see, right? Without and relying on the maps that are normally DM maps that can now be shared with the players and in a practical way. So I think that's super fun.
We covered a lot of territory in the garden. Actually, if I look at it here,
Yeah,
we crawled
abs-
quite a bit of distance, so that's not bad.
absolutely,
Yeah, I
absolutely.
feel like we accomplished quite a bit.
Um,
Mhm.
and I think the miss for me was getting tangled up in a rules discussion, right? Instead of just relying on the ruling
Yeah,
and then moving on from there and then coming back to look at the rules at a future point. So I want to
yeah,
kind of avoid that kind of stuff in the future. So
sure.
if I ask you to just, back off here's the ruling, just take the ruling and then we'll look to the rules out of band,
Right.
right?
Fair enough.
I think that'll keep
Because the ruling
things
just moves the story forward.
right,
Hmm.
right, and that's the ideal, right? We're only playing for a few hours, so we do get to play every week, so that's fun.
Hmm.
The other miss for me is that next week I'm going to be out of. I think next week I'm unavailable.
Mm.
Saturday morning next week is Emma's national race, so I won't be running
Okay.
City of Brass
Hmm.
that week, and the week after I think I'm also blocked. So I think
I'm
we'll have
blocked. I'll be out of town.
I think we'll have a
So,
little gap, but
And
we'll
I will
just
be sad.
we'll pick it up on another Saturday soon.
hmm
Yeah,
Absolutely looking forward to it.
absolutely.
Cool. Let me kill the recording here. It's still running. Yeah.